Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. Pop! OS 2204 was just released. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, Pop! OS is a free and open source Linux distribution. It's based on Ubuntu and it uses the GNOME desktop environment. Or GNOME, I guess, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Pop! OS just came out with version 2204, which coincides with Ubuntu 2204. The kernel in this one, though, is a little bit more advanced. It's 5.16 as opposed to Ubuntu's 5.15. Now, in my opinion here, Pop! OS is a great Linux distribution if you plan on gaming, partially because it's got graphics drivers already built in, especially if you're using Nvidia, but also because it is using that newer version of the Linux kernel. 5.16 is reportedly a lot better for applications like Wine. If you're currently using Pop! OS, you already know what this operating system is about, but I will leave a link to these update notes in the description below and feel free to check them out. The first thing that's new here is automatic updates. By default it is turned to off, but you can turn it on if you want. Otherwise, you can just specify a notification either daily, weekly, or monthly, depending on how often you like to update. Next up here, in the bottom of the settings menu, there's a brand new support button that brings up the support panel. In that panel, you have access to documentation, the community support chat. I think this one is only available to System76 hardware, but professional support, as well as easily generating log files. There's also a brand new dark mode here, and this one is huge. Enhanced performance with the System76 scheduler. The System76 scheduler optimizes performance by directing resources to the window in focus. So if you're doing something intensive, like gaming in full screen, you'll get a much smoother experience since it's directing resources to what you're actually doing. Pop! OS will now be using Pipewire by default for audio processing. They've added in better multi-monitor support with increased performance. Also here, installed Nvidia drivers are now visible in the Pop! Shop and will no longer include an install button. Older drivers are also available to install, but they do recommend the most recent ones. And last up here, better performance with improvements to the CPU scaling governor, which helps your CPU running at the optimal frequency for your system. At the end of the day here, if you're a distro hopper like myself or a gamer, or you're using an older version of Pop! OS, it might be worth checking out this update. The updates here seem pretty darn good to me, at least on paper. But anyways, that is all I've got for this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Let me know your thoughts about Pop! OS in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts about this update here, Pop! OS 2204 LTS, in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.